Good evening, my fantastic government students. This is your first online lecture coming live from my studios here. Looks like a hotel room, and it kind of is. I'm at a retreat at a place called Calvary Chapel, like your retreats. This is with my church, and I'm here for the weekend to learn about leadership. But right now I'm here to tell you about your homework and to finish what we started with our lecture. So we were talking about these two women in class, Army Rangers, Kristen Greist and Shay Haver, the first two female Army Rangers to graduate from the class. The reason we were talking about that was because of what I'm going to go over right now, which we didn't get to in class because we were having such an excellent conversation and we had some Google Classroom hang-ups. But the idea was this. These women were struggling to break into a system where they were going to share power with men. And democracy, what we're talking about in this first unit, is a form of sharing power. And sharing power is always difficult. Who gets to share power and who doesn't? And that's what the early Republic of Rome struggled through. So we're talking about the idea of shower pairing. No. I'm going to have to delete that and edit that and start over, but I'm not going to. Power sharing. Power sharing. Moving on. Negative power sharing. And this would look like this. This is not good power sharing. And please take out a sheet of paper. I will pause the video while you do that and get ready to take notes. Okay, you got your sheet of paper. I got mine. Please divide your paper in half. For my paper, I'm just going to make it look like it's divided in half. So separate it in two, and then I'm going to give every section of notes that we ever take, you're going to give it a title. So the title of this is The Republic of Rome. That's what we were talking about. And for your notes, Cornell notes, you always start with your lesson objective on the left side. So you'll write down your lesson objective, and then all notes related to that lesson objective go on the right side. So I will pause again and grab your lesson objective, or no I won't. Here's your lesson objective. Describe how the Roman Republic was divided into different parts and how this created a more balanced government. Please pause the video and copy that lesson objective down on your notes where it goes. Alright, we're back. So you have your lesson objective written down. Let's break this down a little bit, and please do write this in your notes. So two parts to this question. One says, part one, how was the Roman Republic divided? So Roman Republic divided into parts. So we have to answer this question, explain those different parts. And then part two is the idea of how this created balance. How this created a balance in Gov. So essentially, as we're reading the Republic of Rome and taking notes, we want to focus specifically on that question. So let me take you to that reading. If you don't have it, make sure you pause the video and take it out. So here's your reading, the Republic of Rome. Now, one of your reading directions was to underline everything related to the lesson objective, which I've gone through and done here. And you'll notice I haven't underlined anything in the first two paragraphs, which means I don't need notes on the first two paragraphs because I'm only worried about what answers the lesson objective. That's the point of Cornell notes. We're focused on a purpose. So when I get to the third paragraph here, I start to read about a republic. And that's what I want to describe, the different parts of the republic and how they work. I'm going to pause the video because somebody's coming in. I'm going to say hi. Alright, I'm back. I just met my roommate for the weekend, one of 6. His name's Joe Cho. Joseph, full name. Okay, the republic. Back to it. So here we find information about the Republic. Unlike ancient Athens, where citizens voted together on every issue, republics worked by having elected representatives from the people. So I'm going to go to my notes. I'm going to transfer that. How does the Republic work? Republic, you shorthand it, equals representatives elected by the people. And then I continue through the reading and I look for more information related to the Republic. Here I found a bunch. It created a foundation for future democratic governments based on the idea of balance. Ooh, that's key. That's part 2 here. So it creates a foundation for future demo govs based on balance, keyword balance. And then I continue, and I'm going back and forth here. It says, the most important element of the Republic was that it divided power amongst different politicians. The Roman citizens voted on 2 consuls, the highest position in Rome. I'm going to break that down. Different positions. 1. People vote on the 2 consuls. So you see how it works here, and you continue with your notes until you feel like you've got enough information to help you answer this lesson objective. And then what we'll do in class, we'll work together on answering the lesson objective, because at the end of every lesson here, there'll always be your response. So after reading about it, you respond to it. Alright? Alright, I'm going to turn on, that's not how you spell response. I'm going to turn on a John Green 2 minutes of a review video here to cover the Roman Republic. So you need to finish your Cornell notes for the Republic of Rome, and then we'll do the response together in class. But I like this video. I think John Green does a great job of covering the Roman Republic here. So enjoy. I'm going to start from the beginning. That's not the very beginning. That's the very beginning.
Hi, I'm John Green. This is Crash Course World History, and today we're going to learn about the Roman Empire, which of course began when 2 totally non-fictional twins, Romulus and Remus, who had been raised by wolves, founded a city on 7 hills. Mr. Green, what does SPQR stand for?
Hi, John.
It means shut, pie hole, quickly, rapscallion. No, it means Senatus Populusque Romanus, one of the mottos of the Roman Republic. So today we're going to do some old school great man history and focus on Julius Caesar while trying to answer a question. When, if ever, is it okay to stab someone 23 times? Shakespeare answers that question by saying that Roman senators killed Caesar because he was going to destroy the Roman Republic. But even if that's true, we still have to answer whether A, the Roman Republic was worth preserving, and B, whether Caesar actually destroyed it. One of the things that made the Roman Republic endure, both in reality and in the imagination, was its balance. According to the Greek historian Polybius, the 3 kinds of government, monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy, were all found united in Rome. And it was no easy thing to determine with assurance whether the entire state was an aristocracy, a democracy, or a monarchy. At the heart of this blended system was the Senate, a body of legislators chosen from a group of elite families. Rome was divided into 2 broad classes, the patricians, a small group of aristocratic families, and the plebeians, basically everyone else. The Senate was sort of a mixture of legislature and giant advisory council. Their main job was to set policy for the consuls. Each year, the Senate would choose from among its ranks 2 co-consuls to serve as sort of the chief executives of Rome. There needed to be 2 so that they could check each other's ambition, and also so that one could, take care of Rome domestically while the other was off fighting wars, conquering new territory. There were 2 additional checks on power. First, the 1-year term. I mean, how much trouble can you really do in a year, right? Unless you're the CEO of Netflix. I mean, he destroyed that company in like 2 weeks. And second...
Okay, I'll pause right there. So he's talking about how the system is separated. They've got the Senate, they've got the 2 consuls, and then you've read about the assembly, and way down to the very bottom of this social system is the slaves. Okay, so that's a short overview of the Roman Republic. Make sure you finish taking the notes. You have them in your Cornell notes, and you're ready to work with them on Monday. I'm going to go over part 2. Okay, same system, except for part 2, we're dealing with our second topic. Second topic is the Dutch Republic. And I want to show you what to do with that, and then we will be done. So lesson objective with the Dutch Republic. Again, we're going to go back to the lesson objective. Here our lesson objective is describe basic principles present in the Dutch Republic that would serve as ideas for the establishment of U.S. democratic government. I'm going to copy that. You need to copy that. You can pause the video and put that in your notes. Okay, very good. I have my lesson objective. Now I'm going to go look at what type of information has Mr. Kisser. Yeah, oh my gosh, my words. It's late. It's Friday. Mr. Kinman given us here. So, directions. Read through the outline below and highlight ideas that you connect to U.S. democratic government. Use the outline to come to conclusions in the graphic organizer. Okay. So, here's the outline that I've given you. This is an overview of the Dutch Republic. And this is a little background. In the late 17th century, while nearly all of Europe, with the exception of England, was ruled by an absolute monarchy, so every country is under the rule of a king, the Dutch came up with a system where they got rid of the king and they established a republic, just like the United States today. They divided power amongst the states and created a system where representatives from each state were voted upon and became the voice for the people of the state. Okay, now within this outline, the entire outline, I'm searching for ideas that are similar to the U.S. government of today. So let's start. The Dutch Republic. Dutch Republic won its independence from Spain, as confirmed. You could call this a similarity. The Dutch Republic won its independence from Spain. Well, the United States won their independence from England, so that would be a similarity. Power in the Republic resided in the local states. The power of the states, right? The United States has the federal government, and then they also have, because it's a republic, the power to the states. Each state was given rights and sovereign power. Whoops. So as I continue through, I'm taking these ideas. Religious toleration, that's a key idea related to the United States. Your constitutional rights guarantee you freedom of religion, right? That's an American idea, but it started well before that, places like the Dutch Republic. So you take these ideas and you transfer them then to your Cornell notes, where these ideas, these basic principles, help you answer the question. So the first one, I transfer, Dutch Republic won its independence from Spain. Dutch Republic won independence from Spain. I'm going to make a note like U.S. from England. And then I continue on. I'm going back here. Power to the states. So power to the states. And then I remember reading about religious toleration. And then I'm going to have you finish that document. Alright, that's it. So, when you are done, you have finished your Cornell notes for the Roman Republic and the Dutch Republic. And that is what we'll begin with, and we will talk about how to respond to these on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you soon. Ciao!